Hi, I'm Sarah from Neural Notes LoFi. I've been promising for a little while that I would make a behind the scenes how to series on how I make my lo-fi music videos for YouTube. They are simpler than you might imagine. You just need a couple of bits of online kit that I pay for with subscription, so you don't even need to download any software to your laptop. I'm using Canva, which you're seeing now. This is where I put the videos together. And the thing that I make my music in is called Soundtrap. Now, this is an online subscription service. So you just go to the website and then you use their online studio. You don't have to download anything, as I said. I'm just going to show you what I'm paying. I did start on the cheaper option at $10.99 a month, but then as I started to make more and more tracks and I'd used up all the cheap stuff that they had, I wanted more options. So I'm paying $16.99 GBP. I'm in the UK. I'm sure you can get it in the US as well for about the same amount in dollars. Um, so what I wanted to do was show you inside the music studio. Let me go back to the overview. So this is my account. This is all of my tunes that I've made historically. What I wanted to do was enter the studio and show you how I make it on this screen. However, as luck would have it, my technology has expired. This laptop that you're watching, that I'm recording this on for you to watch, is at least 10 years old, maybe a little bit longer. I think this is kind of a spoiler alert for video 4 in the series. Video 4 is going to be about how much YouTube pays me. As you can tell, I'm working on a 10-year-old laptop, so I'm not making a ton of money just now. I'm making enough for it to be worthwhile. This is not my full-time income. I work full-time in healthcare and I'm studying part-time as well. So the reason I got into YouTube, particularly lo-fi, because it's so nice and relaxing after a day working in the hospital. But the reason I got into it was so that I could make some additional money on the side, because when I started my master's degree in the summer, I had to give up doing hospital overtime because I was exhausted. And unfortunately, in our current economy, one job just doesn't cut it anymore. I'm sure that's probably why you're here as well, because you need to make a bit on the side as well. So I'm here to help you with that. But yeah, I can't actually enter the studio and show you on the big screen because my technology just isn't keeping up with it anymore. So what I'm going to do is switch camera views now, and I'm going to show you on the Soundtrap app on my phone how I make the tracks. Okay, I apologize for the messy way I filmed this. I'm just making do with the tech that I have at the moment. Also, please enjoy a sleepy pickle cat in the distance. All right, so on my iPhone, which is much more up to date than my MacBook, this is the phone app version of Soundtrap, and you can work on tracks in here as well. So this might be useful for some of you. I like to multitask when I'm commuting to work, for example. So if I'm sitting on the train for an hour each way, I can be making a track while I'm there. So that's a good use of time. So it works very much the same in the desktop as well. If I slide this part across, you can see the tracks that I've got in here at the moment. Now, Soundtrap allows you to both import tracks and also to take from their library of royalty-free, like pre-recorded loops as well. So I like to mix those things together. You'll notice that a lot of, well, all of my tracks really have at least one, sometimes two or three different frequency tones in them. That's kind of my thing. It's what makes my tracks a little bit different and a bit more focused for neurodiverse people that need help focusing. So 40 hertz is one that I use quite a lot. You see I've got it here on the top bar. It's probably the most popular focus tone. So I've imported that track from elsewhere, not from Soundtrap. What I've done is I've gone to a royalty-free website and I've downloaded it, and then I've uploaded it in here. And then I've gone to the plus button in the app and I've gone to their loop library and I've scrolled for other tracks of theirs, loops that I like, sound effects to add. And then this mixing desk here is where we mix it all together. So if I scooch that back over, you can see here I've got my 40 hertz, that's the red line at the top. Then I've got a drum beat on the blue line that I've taken from the Soundtrap library of loops, and I think I've got a melody here. Let me see. When we hit play, we'll find out. Okay, sorry, I stopped there because the app wasn't playing, so I just closed it, rebooted it, and started again. If in doubt, turn it on and off again. So this should now play. So what you're hearing is the 40 hertz tone, the drum beat, and then the melody here. If we decide we don't like that, we can delete that, and then we can add a new one. So we can go to the loop library, play something, see if we like it. Yeah, let's have that. So let's press the add button, just for an example, and then let's play again, see what we get. And then once I'm done creating my track, I'm just going to save it and export it. Usually I'd make this on my desktop, so I would just save it to my desktop and put it straight into Canva. Now that I'm making things on my phone while I wait for a software upgrade, I'm going to email this to myself, get it onto my laptop that way, and then add it to my Canva account, which I'll show you next. And the very last thing to show you is how I add those music tracks to the video background in Canva. So I'm in Canva. I'll go into detail on the Canva cost, how I use it to make the videos in my next video, number 2. That will be all about how I use Canva to mix the sound and the visuals together and then export it to YouTube. But for now, just to finish video 1 on how we do the music, all my music files are uploaded here in my Canva uploaded files in the audio tab. So I'm just going to bring my cursor to the start of the track. I'm going to add that track there. So that's now down here on the board with the image. And when we play it together, we have a nice music video. And there you go. That's how I make the music for my YouTube lo-fi videos. The very last thing to say is hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next videos in this series.